call 911, domestic abuse, nothing like that at all, okay? I mean, she only hit me with the pad once. So I remember leaving the house, and I was flooded with tears. I was broken. I just been through some kind of major things with my family, and she was there for me, and we just knew, we broke up. I remember leaving, it was so hard. Everything was like, oh, we'll just make it work, and we thought about other people would be so disappointed. When we told her we broke up, they cried. People in my youth group, people in her youth group, people, her friends, and our close younger ones, they were like, you did right. They cried too. I remember it was so hard, and I'll tell you what, I didn't feel peace of God at all. Driving home, North Hollywood, I was driving home to Anaheim, I was like, I don't feel that peace at all. I remember, lots of times my tendency was as I faced problems, I'd either call a friend, not think about it, complain, cuss God out, do something, and I'd just be like, man, or I'd be so sad I didn't want to think about it. Or I'd go and just vent, when you sit in front of the TV, you're so depressed, you just watch TV for like 15 hours. Well, don't laugh, I know some of y'all do that, No, I'm sure, no matter it's PlayStation or one of these. And I remember as I was driving home, I was thinking about it, I struggled. It was such a difficult thing. For 1 month, I struggled every day. It was like, gosh, I just don't talk. And then finally 1 month later, I found out through the grapevine that she went on a date with some other dude. I was in Riverside. I got this call. A friend of mine told me that he saw her at this play called, this Miss Saigon. It was a play that we were going to go see. He saw her with this other dude. He just started getting her. I was like, if you're not talking something, you're waiting to that kind of feeling. And I remember I called up, and I was angry, I was mad, and I remember calling up, and she kind of explained to me finally what the picture was her parents made her do. Of course, people think, yeah, right, sure, But, she's sharing that. I was just so hurt. I remember my first reaction. I prayed for that. I didn't listen to them, and they were just like freaking out. I prayed all night. I was so and there's a lot more to this, but I was so devastated. I felt so rejected. My parents were divorced, and I felt like as we broke up, I trusted his loyalties on it, and I felt like she broke that loyalty. And she didn't. She really didn't, but I felt that. And I remember going to the Lord. My first reaction was not to call anybody, just turn off, sleep, and to pray. I got up and I just started crying. It was for like 6 hours. Of course, some of it was like, stuff like that. We were praying. And 6 o'clock in the morning comes, and I was like, and this, the Spirit of God was on me. The Spirit of God was working, because I went to class that morning. It's a miracle. I went to school early, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just started walking. And I actually walked to school that day. That's another miracle. So the Spirit of God is really working here. Because you don't walk in Riverside, right? And I walked to school, and I walked on campus, and I promise you, as I was praying, everything, and you may think this is kind of, but I really believe, as I was walking, everything seemed so clear and vivid, and things began to seriously, it was like creation, which is speaking of the splendor of God. And I remember as I was walking to class, I remember one of my former students, I felt so rejected, I felt all these things, and I remember all of a sudden, I needed encouragement. All of a sudden, someone that I had kind of mentored before came up to me, and all of a sudden, she started saying, Brian, I just want to share with you how great fun. And he started sharing, he started crying, and it's been a lot of time, and all this has really meant a lot. I was just so encouraged. Another girl came up to me and said, Brian, just I'm so encouraged by that talk the other day. It's just so, just like 2 or 3 people came up to me that day. And I remember walking, and I literally was like, God, so good. I remember walking through that day, feeling so good.
Hi. Just scarfs in. Who needed Hey, he's here. Are they still meeting in there?
Yeah.
Hi.
Can't get it.
Say hello.
you get him to wave?
And then say hi. Can you wave? You can say hi, silly.
He's so scared.
Say hi. Say hi, honey.
Say, what's that?
Oh, yeah. Say
You're a
hi.
beautiful girl.
Who's
It's her
the
birthday?
baby? July 26th.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was planning to have a birthday party on the 29th. I was going to invite you guys over. Mom. I haven't decided. I was playing this. Lego.
Can you wave to me? Say hi. What are you looking at? What do you see here?
And our house is not accommodate that.
What did you use for this? Did you use
We have like a. That's like saying you're like the.
You're like low cat. You're like low class. But you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah, untouchable, man.
you know, the kids, like, you know, kids are like pretty popular and crazy. They're kind of esteemed.
Yeah.
Boy, she sweetie, why are you scared of me? Baby, yeah. Good stupid now.
Oh, are you guys filming really?
Yeah. I should take this off. Look.
No. Camera puts on 10 pounds, sweetheart.
Yeah. You know, with video technology now, Grace.
Little cut and little back and.
Could actually do that. I'm actually liking this angle right here.
Yeah, so I was.
Yeah, no, nothing really. We're just, we're gonna figure out some things.
Yeah, because I was telling Phil like I really enjoy being involved in the worship team. My only problem is like for instance this past weekend, Harry watched Eiley all day Saturday, and then all day Sunday.
We'll do a test run.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Brian Kim.
And where are you from?
Well, let's see now. Born in Inglewood. Well, actually Los Angeles, and then Inglewood, and then went to Rancho Palos Verdes, and then from there went to Anaheim, and then now I live in Westminster.
Okay. What was your initial feeling when you first fell in love with Carolyn?
I said, dang, she got a mean right cross. I was like, dang, that girl could box, yeah! So, no, I just, my first thing was, dang, I know Sedan's kind of cheap, but I said, she's a neat girl. Like, just a unique person. I never met someone like her before. I really didn't. And I just thought, this is one of the neatest people I've ever met. I'm just a unique breed of person. And as I got to know her, it's so true. And how special and unique she is. Really felt like God really, almost felt like God created her just for me. I know it kind of selfish sounding, but it felt like that. So I definitely got the better end of the deal.
Okay. What was the proudest moment of your wedding?
Proudest moment of our wedding, I think was, well, two. I think one was when, and Carolyn told me that she was going to do this, but one was when she said "I love you" to her father. Their family is just incredible, but they're not necessarily verbally affectionate, especially with her and her dad. And I think when I knew that she was going to do that as he gave her away to me, and I know she said that to him, and I know it meant a lot to him, meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to her to be able to really express how much she loved him. I mean, you know, her family, they know that they love each other, but to say that was incredible. I think the other thing was the time when we greeted our parents, and as husband and wife, and we were able to greet and hug our family. I think that was a really special moment. And I think from my mom and my dad, my parents are divorced, and so to have them sit there, I just never thought that they would be there, that they would actually sit next to each other, and to be able to hug them and to tell them that I love them and respect them and honor them, I think was an incredible moment.
Cool. Now, as a child, what is one thing that you remember that just made you laugh, like you just couldn't believe?
You know, I think growing up, one thing that made me laugh a lot was my mom.
say my brothers, like family, I guess. You know, my brothers and I, we grew up real close, but my mom made us laugh. Like, she was like the Lucille Ball of our family, you know, and we would watch that show all the time, and it would just remind us so much of Lucy Ricardo. My mom's an incredible woman, but yeah, she would make us laugh. I mean, I remember laughing. I mean, we didn't have a great childhood. I mean, parents got divorced and all that, but just remembering some funny, hilarious things that my mom would do.
Like what?
Just the way that she would get so frantic about things, you know, or the way that she would just, you know, even purchase things on a whim. Kind of like Lucy Ricardo. She would do these things that are so, like, spontaneous and just kind of spur of the moment, and then, like, afterwards just kind of laughing because it's just kind of so ridiculous, you know. She still does that, you know, but always with the intent to serve us as kids and serve the family, and she always did that out of, I think, love. And I realize it more now, you know, I was embarrassed, you know, times, but I realize it was a tremendous love that she has for us and for her family.
Cool. So how did you come to Newsong?
Well, you know, I had met Dave, boy, you know, gosh, I guess now it's like about 6 years ago, he came out to do a revival, and I was interning at a large Korean church, and I heard him share, and I couldn't, like everyone else, I couldn't believe that he was actually half, you know, Caucasian, half Korean. He looked so Korean. I thought he was lying, you know, but he shared his story about how his parents had divorced and how he had difficulty with his father, and I'd never heard someone share so honestly and authentically like that, ever. I thought I was the only one. So many similarities, and so I was like, I went up to him after, I said, thanks, Dave, you know, Pastor Dave, for sharing that, and he said, well, you know, tell me a little bit more about yourself, shared, invited me back to his hotel room with like 3 other pastors, and I knew he was so tired, but for the next 3 or 4 hours, he just listened to me. I mean, I just poured out my guts, I just poured out my heart, just told him all my frustrations, my anger, my bitterness towards, you know, family, all this stuff, and they just listened. I'm hearing these pastors, I mean, they just listened. I remember them praying for me, and I remember him putting his hands on me and just really praying that God would use me. And then he prayed, you know, God will use you, Brian. And I just thought to myself, I'd never been prayed for like that. I'd never been encouraged like that. But people I didn't even really know, and they just blessed me till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And now, if you know Dave, you know his bedtime is like 9. So as I reflect on it, it even means a lot more to me. But that's how I met Dave. And then whenever he would come out to speak, I would try to get lunch with him, and you know, and he would just, it was like a long distance mentoring thing. And then he had shared with me about the vision of planting Newsong. And I thought to myself, wow, what a neat thing. I mean, that would be so awesome. But I was at a church at the time, so I couldn't go. And he came out, planted the church. And in May of 1997, he called me to do a retreat. And actually, I knew Paul Kim from another ministry. And they called me to lead worship at a young adult retreat, one of the Newsong young adult retreats. And did that. And I just wanted to go hang out with Dave and Paul, and brought this guy named Joe, you know, a little bit friend Joe Lee, with me, and went out to the retreat, led worship. Nobody sang, nobody clapped, nobody did squat, but we had fun. and then afterwards, he called me and asked me to consider coming to intern at Newsong. And it took me about 3.5 months to make a final decision, but I made it. And I'm so grateful and happy and blessed to be a part of what God is doing here. It's incredible.
Cool. What's, if you could say one quality, what do you like about the college group?
Wow. I guess, okay, immediately the first word that comes out is BWHAM! Okay, let me explain that a little bit, but I would say potential, promise. I know that's 2 words, but I just feel like, I really believe with all my heart that college-age students all over the world, they're changing the world. I mean, politically, economically, I mean, they're socially, I mean, they're changing the world all over the place, because they're in an age group, in a stage in life where they're processing thoughts, and they have the freedom and the opportunities to be in this intellectual environment, but also social environment where change happens. And all over the world, the college students in China, in Tiananmen Square, university students were part of trying to overthrow a dictatorship, communism rather. In Korea, you know, a dictatorship was overthrown by college students throwing themselves off a building for what they believe in, for freedom. Indonesia, 40-some years of dictatorship was overthrown by who? Started by college students. Some of the greatest spiritual movements known in America was started by who? College, university age students. And so I feel like there's so much promise there. We need to recapture the minds and hearts of our college age students here at Newsong. There's just so much promise. There's so much potential there. And I feel so privileged once again to just kind of, I don't know what God's going to do, but I just feel like a shovel, just saying, okay, God, well, where do you want me to throw the rest of this promise? Where do you want me to throw the rest of this treasure? Just kind of, do. That's all I am, a shovel. I feel so excited about what God is doing here at the edge, and that's what we've kind of decided to call our college age ministry at Newsong, is the edge, because we want to be on the edge. We want to really be on the edge of ministry, but also we want to continue to really push kind of that line and really help people to see something far greater than what they see that's immediately in front of them. So I'm so excited about that. I'm really excited about that.
Cool. Let's reflect on our God's blessing on Newsong in terms of facilities and stuff like that. Wait, can you give me a second? When you guys walk back, can you walk quietly? Thanks. Sorry. Okay, so cool. What's one?
The facilities.
Facilities, yeah.
Okay.
I need a little energy. We gotta make this sort of you're telling us. It's sort of like a story, like you would in a sermon.
Okay. All right. I got it, man. You didn't probably put this in the story. Okay.
Okay.
You want me to tell you about the change from Elks and all that stuff, or just?
Just tell mainly about. Let's because I think we're gonna have one of the other pastors speak the transition, but I think you know the story about the atrium from the Elks to atrium.
Okay, we've been moving facilities. We've been, I remember when I first came to Newsong, we were at Meredith. It was fat, man. We had so much stuff. We just could be there, go in there. I mean, to our name, we had 4 microphones and 4 mic stands and a fog machine. Okay, that's all we had. All right, and I'm serious. And we didn't need anything else. But when we started moving, we had to purchase all this. I had no idea what to buy. Tweedledee, I had no idea. But we purchased some equipment, some help from some other people, and now we had to lug the stuff around everywhere. So we moved around from facility to facility, but finally we were able to be at the Elks Lodge, and worship with, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all his friends, right? So it was cool. So now that was a little separate. We still have to set up and break down every week. But one Sunday, and so every time, in the morning when I wake up, I usually got to church by 7 o'clock or 7:15. And in the morning when I wake up, I wake up, and over a period of time, even being at the Elks Lodge, I never want to get phone calls in the morning or pages, because I knew what that was about. Sometimes I get phone calls about, our microphone's missing, the power's not working, or the sound guy didn't show up, or whatever, stuff like that, or so-and-so's not here, and I'd just be like, oh gosh, I would never want to get phone calls in the morning. Well, one day I woke up, and I was feeling real good, and just oh man, I get a call at 7:15 in the morning. Okay, 7:15 in the morning, almost 7:30, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is not good. And so Mike Lee, he was running our sound team at the time, he calls me and he says to me, they say we're not in the Elks, and I'm kind of waking up, and I'm wiping the Rice Krispies from my eyes, and I'm doing this, and I'm going, what are you talking about? He says, they say we don't have the Elks Lodge today. There's another function in there. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to do? And I was like, okay, hold on. And I thought he was joking. I thought it was a lie. I didn't know what was going on. So I called up James Suno, because you got to call James Suno for everything. You don't know something new song? Call James Suno, right? I called James Suno, and he just woke up, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We got it all scheduled. So I'm like, oh, my God. So the next person I call is Dave Gibbons. And Dave Gibbons, he usually wakes up at 4. So, he's already midday for him. So I call him, and I said, Dave, we don't have the building. We don't have the Elks. He said, what are you talking about? He says, well, why did you call James? I said, I did. So he's like, okay, well, all right. Well, we got to figure something out. So he calls up the atrium. And now we've met at the atrium in basically the major ballroom. And so he's like, this is a major hotel. They got convention stuff going all the time. And so he calls him and he says, okay, we got the atrium. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get out of bed. I mean, I don't think I even took a shower that morning. I mean, I felt gross, nasty. But my wife and I, we go to the Elks Lodge. And so I'm driving in there, and people are kind of standing. They don't know what to do. We're just dumbfounded. And all these old people are moving stuff in this, in the Elks Lodge ballroom, and we're just dumbfounded. So we get together, and a guy named Dave was part of our Acts team at the time, and he's a military guy, Marine, and he's like, okay, Brian, what should we do? And I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm tripping out here. So I said, the first thing we need to do is we need to pray. And so we started praying. We're like, Lord, we just got to work this out. And some other people from, the bridge team were there. And so we all kind of gathered. People I didn't even know. And there was about 10 people, there. And so we just basically said, okay, look, we don't have time to load up the trailer. Basically what we got to do is we we pulled out a bunch of sound equipment and we just stuffed it in people's car. Okay, I mean, it was like LA Riots, Rodney King special. Okay, like LA Riots, and people are stuffing mic stands. I mean, monitors going there, microphone stands going there. Everything is just going everywhere, and we're just like, it was a hilarious thing because you got things sticking out of people's cars, and girls carrying monitors and like sticking in their car. It was kind of a comical sight. And it's funny because then Dave comes a little later, and it was so neat because I'm sure Dave, early on, he had to do everything, but he came and it was like, he said, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to just pack everything in the car, and everyone's like, Dave, we're doing that. It's kind of funny, but he's like, great. He started packing stuff in his car, and we just all took off, and we all sped. And so we finally, by the time everyone got to Elks to pack stuff in, it was about 8 o'clock. Our service at that time started, at like 9 o'clock or something, like 9:50, I don't remember. But it was like, and we got to the atrium at 8:30. 8:30 a.m. Now, usually we take about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to set everything up. We got there at 8:30, and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, there is no way we're going to be able to start service in time. No way. And so we're thinking maybe we should cancel first service. But Dave was like, no, there's people coming. And so James went and he mobilized people, and he was he set up signs, and he set some people there to kind of tell people to go to the atrium. We had people set up stuff, and then Caleb, he did his magic. He did an overflow room on the outside in another part of the atrium, and he created this overflow room with, created everything on video and shot that into another room. And, he did that on his own initiative, and we set that room up in less than half an hour. I could not believe it. And when people came in, I don't know how we packed that many people in. It was an amazing thing. It was like 5 loaves and 3 fish. It was just an amazing thing because we started maybe about 10, 15 minutes later. If you've been at Newsong for any while, that's basically on time. And so we started a little bit late, but we went, and I want you to know, we really believe this. And we prayed the whole time, and it was so amazing because it was probably one of the best times of worship and best services we've ever had at Newsong. I will always remember that because it was incredible. And the thing I remember the most is that everyone from the sound team to the worship team to James, to Dave, to Caleb, to everybody, to the Acts team, it's hard working and it's hard work to do kind of the monotonous stuff all the time. But I remember every single one of those faces. I remember that day, it was like, everyone was like, man, this is awesome. And there wasn't a bone of complaint. There wasn't anything at all. It was like the church, when there was pressure and there was a fire. It's kind of like when something happens, the church came together. There was no complaining, nothing. It was like people came together, and it was one of the best services we ever had. I could not believe it.
Cool. Can you tell me, in terms of in face of all of that and all the chaos and all the moving around, how having a facility or how not having a facility can be detrimental or just difficult for a church?
Well,
and kind of reflect on that as an example, so that we can kind of also include that and say because we're right now in the video, you're sort of the emphasis on why it is very difficult to not own our own facility, and so we want to put that in there and explain to people, because a lot of people were there, a lot of people remember that, but also a lot of people remember it was a good time because God had blessed it. But we also need to help people to realize not only was it a good time, but it was also a time for us to know that we need to start getting our act together. We need a facility so that we can begin to grow roots and stuff like that.
I think one of the most important reasons, and God can use anything, but I think one of the most important things that as far as a need for a facility,
and we need to keep it short.
Okay. I think a need for a facility is simply we want to facilitate ministry, but we also need a facility to minister, and we want a ministry that facilitates and a facility to minister. And I think in a lot of ways, without that sense of stability, there's always trying to figure out what the next step is going to be, and even practical things like sound and other components, and even college ministry. We don't really have a place, and we have about probably 200 college students in our church right now, but there's no real place for them to meet because we just don't have the facility. I think having a set facility that we can call home really brings a lot of stability to this generation that really doesn't have that stability.
And how is this not home right here?
I think this is because we know that first of all, we've already outgrown this facility. We've already outgrown it. We're at 3 services. It's pretty crazy. We've outgrown it, and because we know that in the lease, the owner could basically cut the lease, give us 6 months to move out. Parking is difficult. We don't, parking is a hard thing. Children's ministry, obviously, we don't have room for different other ministries, youth and college and whatnot. And it's not home because we know that lease can be given to us, and we have to move. And so it's tough at times to think through that.
And how would a facility benefit, and who would it benefit?
I think it would benefit not only us, but I think most importantly, I think having a set facility to call home would benefit the community that we're in. And I think that's a huge part of our heart, is we want to be a benefit to the community wherever we're at. And so there's a lot of dreams for that. But we're kind of known as a church that moves around. And even when we've been here, Lord's brought more people, and we've grown because people have kind of said, okay, they're going to be here for a little bit. But when we have a place that we can call home for 10 years, we can really minister to the community. I think it's a powerful statement.
Excellent. And cut.
All right.
Okay.
Like right here. So, just real quickly, how's your Sunday going?
Sunday's going great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fun to be with friends. It's fun to worship God.
And what do you think about our church facility?
The present
The
facility?
present facility.
Well, it's nice to have a stable place.
Yeah.
Nice to be able to meet during the week and have a place for the kids.
Uh-huh. And let's see. What has Newsong done for you guys? You guys have been here pretty much from the beginning, right?
From a year after it started.
Okay, can you say that again?
Okay. We started coming to Newsong about a year after Newsong officially started.
Uh-huh. And
it has really, I think, focused a lot of our vision. It's been a real encouragement. It's been an encouragement to watch people develop and grow in their spiritual lives and in their leadership.
and in what ways have people grown?
I see them growing in their vision for serving God, for missions, for serving others, for reaching out. I think that's a really significant thing, especially coming from a culture where people tend to be really kind of ingrown, self-centered, shy, and to see people start to reach out and see both personal growth and growth as a community.
What kind of people is Newsong designed to reach?
I think it's reaching a lot of people who want to be real, who don't want to just be in a tradition. People who want honest answers to questions that maybe none of us can answer and God hasn't revealed, but yet realizing that we can still be connected to God in spite of that, and that we're all growing and all supporting each other.
Cool. And can you kind of give us a brief summary of our current situation in terms of why we need to move, or what we need now, even though we're here?
I think we're getting near to the point where we're kind of maxing out even this facility, and we've been in other churches too where we've seen that moving into a facility of adequate size really increases the potential for ministry, that it brings more people in, opens opportunities for people both to serve and also to be ministered to.
Great. And cut. Thank you. That's excellent.
Perfect. I'll get 10 later. What are you doing? Huh? Hey, can you walk this way? It's kind of cute. Daddy, can you say hello?
Who's that? Who's that? Yeah, wave hello. Wave hi. 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 Wait. No? Wow. Alright, let's go.
So these are the priests that were to carry it over the river. Okay? And this is the Ark of the Covenant. It's like a treasure chest. Yeah. Okay.
What's up, Andy? What you doing?
Okay. So here you go.
Hey, Leanna, wave to me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that looks good.
Hi.
How you doing?
Thanks.
How's Newsong changed your life? Or what do you like about Newsong?
Gosh, so many things. I like my Newsong. I like the fact that I could get involved and I could do anything at
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't record me, please.
Huh?
Record me. I don't like talking on them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh?
Why? I think you have a good camera presence.
I like the fact that I can get involved in anything I'm good at. Like, for example, I like working with kids. I got to be working with kids, and I like dancing. I couldn't even join the hip hop team or whatever. So there's a lot of opportunities for me to serve and to, be a part of.
Cool, thanks. That wasn't that bad.
And suddenly stopped. Can you imagine? Have you guys ever seen?
Well, I'm professionally aspiring.
Have you guys seen a river just flowing? Yes. And when you put your foot
I
in
used
it,
to lead
does water disappear? Or does it
until we
part?
close that.
No, your foot
And then
kind
I
of
helped start
disappears
the
in it,
hip-hop
right?
industry.
Your foot disappears in it.
Why?
But you know what?
I was, yeah. Well, just because at that time I was doing both, and then I had to let hip-hop industry take care of themselves, and then I went into finish
Oh, I know.
closing shrinking ministry.
So
and now
once
I'm
you put
down
your
with
foot in
both.
it,
You're the swing guy.
once the priest put one foot in it, the river just stopped. And
What happened to
dried
it?
up,
I was
the
like,
land dried
I
up
know
underneath
guys
it, so
do
all
it.
the people were able
Yeah,
to
you gotta go
cross
see. I'm like,
and get
okay.
to the other side.
I'm like, okay, I'm
Do
gonna
you
go.
remember
Sorry,
another person
it's
that was able
over.
to do that?
Like, all
What
right.
did Moses do? Didn't
Yeah, no, I
Moses
mean, we've
part
been
the
going for
Red
3
Sea?
years, but it was time to move on, so.
Yeah.
Man, I missed out.
I'm
But
sorry.
yeah, that happened.
Okay.
So
What's
he
your
was
new,
able to, the priest went
I
into
don't know
the
where
Ark of the
that leads
Covenant
me.
and he stepped in the water's parted.
Well, I'd be going to
All the
Sweden,
people of
but,
Israel could cross and get
for
to the
swing
other
camp,
side.
but after
And
that,
God finally delivered his
Wow,
promise.
so
They
you're the
stepped over
swing
the
guy.
promise. Okay?
is that my
Now I'm gonna
reputation?
ask you guys some questions, and I'm gonna try to
Great.
think about
The swing guy's not doing it anymore.
That's scary.
I know.
That's scary. I don't like being known as a swing guy.
That's a whale.
I'm
How did God show his love to the people of Israel?
just curious, what's your nationality?
That's a whale. You know when he delivered us the promised land, he opened up the river so that people could cross onto dry land.
我会讲
Do
广
you
东
think
话
that，was showing his love?
可是我会讲一点国语，我
Yeah.
广东话比较好。 Right?
Alex, can you read what you for me?
No, I'm young and tan and tall and handsome. The boy from Hong Kong.
He's a wannabe dancer. Andy's a wannabe.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's all dark. Can you see it? Yeah, if you can't see it.
You can't stay pouting.
Hey, Ryan, look.
Oh, look, he's trying it again. He's trying it again. Oh, poor Ryan. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I did that? You're not pouting anymore. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Let's go clean up. See, he can't do it.
Okay, let's see who can hold it longer. Ready?
Oh, God.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are.
Look, I can get your nose. Look, it's your nose.
Okay, Ryan.
Look at Andy. Hi, Tyler.
And oh, she missed mommy.
She doesn't stop crying.
See, that's you, Brianna. Do you see yourself in the camera? Look, right there. That's you. Can you wave? Hi.
That's okay. Lucille.
What are you doing?
He's videotaping you. Look at yourself. You're on the screen. That's you on the screen. You see yourself on the screen? Wave. Wave. Look at you guys. Alright, let's go, guys. Come on.
All right. Did I ever give you that picture?
Yeah, you did.
It's a good picture, huh? This head's better. You're gonna look at me, not the camera. And
It's funny because she looks like me.
okay.
She looks like.
That's going in.
Oh
Okay. Just quickly, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Jeanette Ong.
I need you to speak up a little bit.
My name is Jeanette Ong.
I see.
Tootoo!
My name is Jeanette Ong.
And that thing's going in.
You suppose this will be nice?
Dust bunnies. The little dust bunnies.
Hold on. Okay. What do you like about Newsong?
What I like about Newsong is that it's seeker sensitive, and that I can invite, like anybody here, and they will feel at home.
Can you speak up a lot more? Wait, say something for me. Say test, test.
Test, testing,
I'm not hearing you. Again?
Testing.
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 It's like I hear my voice more than I hear yours.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Can you go again? Test, test?
Test.
Okay.
Testing.
Once again, what do you like about Newsong? Louder. What do you like?
What do you like about Newsong?
I like the fact that I can invite anybody here and they'll feel just at home.
And why is that?
Well, because everybody's very friendly here. We have like the Connect team that rushes people to their seats.
Okay, and let's see, what else? What's another thing you like about Newsong?
Well, I like the fact that we're a church made of small groups, you know, because then that's where lives are being impacted. And seriously, like our church is too big to get to know everybody, so we need to get connected into small groups. And where people live around each other so that you can just hang out or be together during the weekdays, I mean, before you go to church.
What do you see God doing in Newsong right now?
Oh, gosh, there's such a tremendous growth, you know.
Can you
Like,
do that again? Sorry.
there's such a tremendous growth in numbers, as well as the fact that we're forming more relationship with each other. And it's just, I don't know, I just see that God is really working here in terms of...
What kind of people does God reach out to here?
Well, I know that it's within our age group, you know, like mid-20s and so. Why are you looking at me funny? What?
Let's see here. Can you tell me some of the different kinds of ministries that exist at Newsong?
See, that's another part about Newsong too, is that if you feel like you have a certain gift towards any kind of ministry at all, and if Newsong doesn't have it, you can just start up your own ministry, you know. And with all of the ministry has this aspect of like outreach component to it, where you can invite non-Christians to come and partake and just to, you know, partner with you in helping feed the homeless. We have like swing dance ministry, we have tape ministries, we have golf, we have guitars, we have tennis, we have a variety of different kind of ministry groups. So, yeah.
Well, cool. Let's see here. What else did I want to know? What do you think about the leaders of our church?
Like the pastoral staff, or just the...
Yeah, the pastoral staff.
I think that they're very aligned with each other, and I feel like they spur each other on and in supporting one another. Because I know that it's always said that Pastor Gibbon has a vision, but then the pastoral staff has to vote on it, and then they have to be aligned and they have to be focused so that they don't have this burnout. You know, they won't burn out as fast as other churches maybe, because they can help each other and support one another. And they pass that vision on to like the whole of Newsong.
And what do you think about how the pastoral staff feels towards its congregation?
I think there's a genuine interest in the personal...
Can you rephrase my question in your answer?
What do you
like,
mean?
you know, like, what do you... the question was, how do you think the pastoral staff feels towards the congregation? So you would
Say,
answer...
the pastoral staff.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the pastoral staff really take a genuine interest.
Sorry, can you do that again? Go ahead.
I feel that the pastoral staff really take a genuine interest in the congregation as far as how it's growing spiritually. That's why they really enforce this idea of small groups. And the pastoral staff, they're very aligned with each other. So, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because I went to one of Pastor Gibbon's, I went to one of the membership class when I first came to Newsong. We want to see if it's a cult, first of all, you know. So we went to, you know, we tried to do all the right things, you know, like do the 3 M&M classes, and then go to join small group, because we felt really disconnected. You know, when we first came in, because so many people, we weren't going to come back except they had swing dance. So we came back. But when we went to the membership class, and Pastor Gibbon was just telling us how the history of Newsong, how it got developed, and we just saw his heart. That was what really impressed us the most, because he was crying, he was telling us, you know, what happened from growing the church from 8 people and how it's gone so big now. And so we just saw that he had we were really touched by his
Thanks. And what do you think about our church facility right now? And what do you think we need to do?
Well, I know that the church facility.
So can you do that with rephrasing the question again?
What I think about the church facility. Well, what I think about the church facility and what it's doing now. Is that right?
Well, what do you think about the church facility, and what do you think we need to do?
Oh, what we need to do now. Okay. What I think about the church facility now and what we need to do is that the place that we're at now on Franklin, it's not big enough to accommodate all the people. And looking at the growth, and the thing about Pastor Gibbon is that he gives us such a vision for how the church can really, really grow. And if we have a site that is already, like that can only hold so many people, it's going to keep us down, just like if you're getting a fish and you have it in a little tiny fish tank, it's not going to grow any bigger than the size of your finger. So in order for our church to really grow, we need a really huge facility. And I know that there's questions like, why can't we buy a facility that's already formed instead of buying a land and then building a facility? But it's because I think that they have in mind that if you buy the land, we can make the facility any way we want it, and we keep accommodating to the size and growth of our church. But if we buy a site that's already has a structure, then again, it's going to limit us like that fish, like a smaller fish tank.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And cut. That was a good interview.
Cut.
Hey, how you doing?
You look all geared up.
I know, do I?
Part of the media.
Yeah. Do you like this?
Yeah, did you set this up?
Yeah, my dad made it.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Painters, stick, screw, and then
It's like,
it's gonna be perfect.
like the press.
Yeah.
Is this for the Imagine video? Nice mic.
It's only $60. Well, it's kind of hard. I gotta get Guy out here to help me. But he's inside, so gotta work things out. How are you doing? I'm sorry I couldn't make it. Did you get my email? I wanted to go, but I was like, oh, I got something here. Back on the Monday. Mondays only have 4 days or 5 days to do it. It's like, oh Lord, please help me. And like, there's no one else who can help me. Well, Caleb can't do it. That's all right. It'll work out. Wednesday.
This Wednesday. It's coming up. 2 weeks, right? So I figured you'd be busy.
You should come. How you doing? Gonna have jet lag.
Things, Dave Gibbons is away on vacation, so he's probably from here and coming back to the same. So please pray for that. And one important date, August 6th is a very important day. That's where we have the big banquet, Imagine campaign culminate. And so please mark that in the calendar, and we're expecting about 500 people, and we're not charging anybody. It's going to be a great event to celebrate what God's done. Really praise Him properly. So please make a note in the calendar for that. Other announcement, we're going to be exiting that door because we have just too many people here. So after you're done today, just go ahead and exit that door. God, a lot of refreshments. Okay, let's close the prayer.
Yeah.
Father, it is true. We acknowledge we want to praise you, and it's a privilege, and it's something that a lot of people just don't experience. And it's so neat to know that this privilege has been given to us in Christ. we could function in the sphere of Christ in a relationship, and as we relate to you, we know what we need to do in terms of response. And so, God, I pray you just fill in the blank in terms of how we ought to respond to you with what you've done in our lives. We thank you. We thank you for your Son. We thank you for yourself. We thank you for your Holy Spirit. And may we go out knowing that we want to praise you for all the things that you have done. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a great Sunday.
And I need to go outside and get Karen in the college group.
Newsong, I think it's a great church. I first came a couple years ago, but it's just so high energy, high quality. People are friendly. The pastors are great. It's just a place where I can bring Christians and non-Christians.
Up a little bit, right there. Okay, and yeah, that's what you have to look at. What do you see God doing? What kind of people is God impacting?
I really see God working in Newsong in a lot of different ways. I see definitely a growing number of young adults and the college students, and I also see a lot of even the youth with the babies and stuff coming up. But I see just God working and bringing people that don't know Him to Him.
Now, how does Newsong impact you?
I think Newsong impacted my life in a lot of ways, but I first came to Newsong through the college group at the Eastside campus, and there I was really able to find some true friends, because I was like, I didn't have too many friends, but I was able to find some real friendships that they really took care of me, and they brought me to Newsong. I was really able to grow spiritually and just meet a lot of people that really love God.
And what's college like without college courses?
Without.
Give me an analogy.
story, like just something similar. It's like
College without God and without ministry is almost like a pointless thing to me. It's like you're running around in circles, but you don't know where you're going. And it's just like, it's very tiring and tedious, and it's almost pointless in a way. But I think when you have that focus and you have the prize that you're running for, and you know what you're doing, and you're running for God, then it just means so much more.
what do you think about, what do you like about the college ministry?
The college ministry, I think it's just really crazy. We got some crazy people in there. We mess around, we eat a lot. It's just a good time of fellowship, but also developing friendships that will hopefully last me past college, and just true friendships. And just I know I can have people pray for me, just people that are always going to be there for me.
And what do you think about our current facility and our current situation here?
I think it's pretty cool. I remember just kind of hopping around in the Elks Lodge, and the Galaxy was pretty cool, but it's good to have a place where we can come every week and we know where it is. So it's always good.
Do you know that we have a facility?
Yeah.
That, can you kind of describe a little bit about that? How that affects the college ministry?
I think just walking in to Newsong and having like the place full is very exciting. It's just kind of crazy not coming to such a large church, but it's also, it's exciting to know that we can grow more. I think it makes some people more comfortable because you see a lot of people like their age, the college ministries, and it just makes people not feel so intimidated at times.
What would have your own facility or for the college ministry?
I think having our own facility for the college ministry would be cool because maybe we'd have our own meeting room where we can have like our meetings at. It'd be like our place. We could kind of own it. We could decorate it as we like. It's just a place we could hang out during the week even maybe. It'd just be just more room.
That's it. Thank you. If I start going like this, don't worry about it. Just, look where it is. Just, real quickly, what's your name and what program?
My name's Karen Shea, and I'm involved with the college ministry at Newsong, The Edge. I'm one of the staff for the college ministry.
Can I have you speak up?
Okay.
Like, you're gonna kind of talk louder because you gotta get over the crowd.
Okay. Should I say it again? Or?
What do you like about Newsong?
I just love the atmosphere. I've been at Newsong for like 4 years, and I think it's really the people too at Newsong that really what makes Newsong. There's so many different types of people, and it's just so cool to see how God is just so great, so big, and how He makes everyone so different, but yet we can come together as a body. And, yeah, I think the teaching is really great, very personal. Everything about it, the worship, just their whole vision is really great.
Now, I need to speak up. Can you just give me a little, kind of like a chronological history of moves in the last 4 years?
Oh, okay. Newsong has traveled a lot. I remember the first time I came, it was I think South Coast Mariners, and then we were there for a while. We were at 2 different campuses for the Mariners location, and then I think the Hyatt was one place. We also met at a club called the Galaxy. I think, yeah.
What was that like?
That was really cool because you're in like this club environment. It's just there's a stage and there's all these tables. It's kind of dark, but it's really cool because it was really different. So it was cool. We were able to transform that to a place of worship. We met at this one place called the Elks. It's this big lodge. It had like all these like elk heads or something. It was really cool. And then I think we ended up here in Tustin at this location. So.
What do you think about this location up here in Franklin?
I think it's really cool. It's like we're in this huge like business area, and like the building is like really unexpected. You know, to see that it's like an office building, but it's made into a church. It has like a lot of facilities that we could use. Yeah, it's really great. We're able to just like call it our home right now, but I think it is getting kind of smaller. And, I mean, the facilities are. I think we're kind of maxing out the area. So I don't know. We'll see what God's doing.
How has Newsong affected college life?
Well, definitely it's been a place. Newsong has kind of birthed the ministry for UCI campus, and I think it's allowed students here at Irvine from all over the place to come and find a home here at Newsong. So we've kind of provided a home for students that are far away, to also find a new family. So that's how Newsong, I think, have provided for college students. Just friends, just growth too.
So what's college life like without God, without basic?
Without basic?
Can you give me an analogy for this? Like being the only goldfish in a big pond.
Only goldfish in a big pond.
That's the thing.
Okay.
How about, would you like, can you describe to me what you would like to see, like something
What,
how that would be beneficial to the church?
I think it would definitely give us more freedom to just to kind of do more things. I think we could be really creative of how we can use our facility, knowing that if we could be at one place, just really help as a church to just kind of start like our foundation, to begin more of what God's going to do. And yeah, I think we could, like many of the groups that are created right now in Newsong, small groups, women's ministry, college, youth, I think we could finally have a place that we can meet and just really use the facility, really benefit from it. So, yeah, there's so much you could do.
Thank you. Good job.
I was just wondering what you guys are doing. I didn't want to get film. Video.
It's more sharper.
Is it? Can we sharpen this time? How do you want me to do it?
Honestly, no questions. And I need you to speak up so we can get over the crowd. Like, you just be energetic,
I'm not energetic anymore.
Yourself.
Okay.
Just quickly state your name and what you do.
Okay, my name is Noemi Morales, and I'm a substitute teacher, and I'm also a student.
Excellent. Now, what do you like about Newsong?
It's a church for misfits, and just the messages. I think that's what attracted me most, the messages. That's not loud enough, is it?
What do you think about our pastoral staff?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you feel about them? How do you feel that they feel about Newsong?
I think they're committed to the vision about the whole thing about being.
Rephrase my question.
Okay.
It's like, when you put it in there.
Oh, okay. How do I feel about? Okay.
I think the pastoral staff.
Okay, all right. I think the pastoral staff seems to be really concerned about the needs of the church, but the whole thing about the vision of reconciliation, first being reconciled with God and then being reconciled with others. So, yeah.
Let's see what else. Now, what do you think about, how do you feel about Newsong supported missions?
Oh, you can't record me on that. Don't get me on that. I don't know too much about that. I don't know the technical details about how the church supports missions.
Do you like the idea that the church supports missions?
I think it's a good thing.
Can you rephrase that?
Okay. I think it's a good thing that the church is supportive of missions. Not only financially, but more of, I guess, spiritually and emotionally. because I think people really need, what is the word? They need to be affirmed, knowing that they are being cared for, that they're being prayed for. That they too believe in what these people are doing overseas. I'm getting really nervous here. Okay. I'm going to Kyrgyzstan on July 22nd till August 5th with 6 other people from Newsong.
Is there anything you'd like the church to know or to do for you while you're there?
I think it's very, very important that people pray. We need a lot of prayer, because without prayer, how can God really work through us? Because we can't work according to our own abilities, but instead what God does through us. And also just prayer, just prayer.
Rephrase that in one sentence.
Okay, right. There's one thing that I want people to do for me as well as the rest of my team members as we go to Kyrgyzstan is to pray for us, to be committed to prayer every day, preferably. It's only 2 weeks.
And what do you think about our church facility?
Our church facility is nice. Well, one complaint though, the junior hires don't like the room that we have. It's too small. So. Okay, that's.
Oh, dude, you're a muscle man.
Is it heavy? No. I'm just gonna ask you a few questions.
Okay.
And when he's ready, we'll go.
You don't really need to speak too loudly because it's so quiet.
What?
I can turn the volume down if you need to.
I'm okay.
Just real quickly, if you could give me your name and what you do for
Okay.
yourself.
Sure. I'm Ken Okajima, and I'm the Noah's Place director. That's a children's ministry at Newsong.
Excellent. Now, what do you like about Newsong?
I think what my wife and I both like the most about Newsong is that we felt God's presence here from the moment we walked in, and we got connected very quickly with some great couples and some great people who had a heart to grow in the Lord, and we just really enjoyed that when we first came here, and that's continued on since we've been here for the last 2 years.
2 years, wow, that's a long time. What have you seen take place over the course of the last 2 years? What have you seen God do through the children's ministry more exactly?
Well, we've grown a lot.
And if you could rephrase my question in a sentence about, because they're not going to hear me.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think where we see God work the most is in the children's ministry, is just in the sheer growth in numbers. We started 12 months ago with just 28 kids, and today we're over 100 children each week that help us out. Let me take that back. Let me try that again.
That's okay.
Where we've seen God grow the most at Noah's Place is just in the sheer numbers. We've had 28 kids when we first started about a year ago, and now we're over 100 kids each week. We have 18 adult volunteers helping when we first started, and today we're at 64 adult volunteers that are helping on a weekly basis. Some of them not every week, but they are definitely regular volunteers helping us out.
Wow. Now, how is the current facility? How does the current facility meet that need or not meet that need?
Well, we were really happy to come here to this particular facility when we first moved in because of the separation of the classrooms for the children and for just the space that we had compared to all the other temporary places we were meeting. However, we've already outgrown this location in that our toddler room had 15, 20 kids, and with the adult-to-child ratio that we need to have, we are already well exceeding the capacity of our rooms, and we anticipate by 3 to 6 months that we'll have totally outgrown the nursery, toddlers, and perhaps even the preschool room.
And how are the other facilities like in the past?
The other facilities in the past were what's the proper word to say? They were pretty bad. The most difficult part was in the temporary facilities that we were in. We having to set up and tear down each and every week. And of course, we had a ton of people from the church helping us do that, but it was a real hassle, and we'd lost stuff almost every week, just in the transition back and forth.
What kind of stuff did you lose?
Oh, just we lost toys, easels, signs, chairs. Yeah, we lost a lot of our tools that we use to run the children's ministry, and then when we were at the Elks Lodge, we were meeting in a bar. The kids' children's ministry. We're saying, hey, this is a great place for fun and safe place for kids, and we meet in a bar. And the kids were sitting on the floor doing their crafts and things like that, where people were drinking and spilling their peanuts and popcorn. And so we were very happy to leave that place.
Cool. What do you think about the pastoral staff in Newsong? And how do you think they're affecting your church?
I think the pastoral staff for Newsong is really a blessing, in that we have such a great, I would say, a combination of talents and skills that the pastoral staff brings to us, and just phenomenal teaching. Just really feel that our pastors walk with the Lord, and they're able to share their walk with us, as well as be able to teach right out of the Bible in a way that's easy to understand and I think causes life change.
Now, the Newsong Church, how are the people receiving this, or how is the people in Newsong Church being moved or affected or changed or grow?
Well, I would say that the observation I'd make about the people in Newsong who are growing or that have been affected by the teaching is just their, from my experience in seeing them in children's ministry, and how they have a willingness to serve and to utilize and steward their gifts towards God's ministry.
Cool. Now, what would a new facility be like for the children's ministry?
Well, we had an interesting meeting of all of Noah's Place adult volunteers, and I had given an opportunity to dream of what that opportunity or what that building would look like, and we came up with all kinds of things, from an indoor glass gym. It was a centralized park area with classrooms surrounding that, looking in, really promoting the light and the community and the togetherness. And we had all kinds of things, from building all the classrooms into an ark, into a boat, to just having a full-blown city with their own, miniature-sized McDonald's for the kids to be able to serve one another. And we just had just tremendous ideas that came out of that. And we just envisioned mainly just a place for children to be able to come and have fun. It's a safe, clean place for them to learn about Christ and learn about Christ-like character. And a new facility would help us do that in creating the space we need to be able to offer those programs, as well as a separation as the kids have different learning abilities at different ages.
Now, would you say having a facility would also be able, we would also be able to, as a church, reach the community?
Yeah, I think one of the best benefits of having a new facility would be in terms of our ability to outreach out and to be able to service more people who are in our community. We've been trying to encourage the children to invite their friends from their schools and their neighborhoods to come, and we're starting to see that already. But I think the facility has a big deal to do with that, especially for maybe families who are not believers so far.
Is there any one kid who has brought his friends?
We've had a couple of the kids bring their friends already, and even on our own street, I know we've invited some of our neighborhood kids, and they've started coming, some who are Christians and some who are not.
Cool. And just real quickly, how are we doing financially for affording this facility?
Okay.
Is it a problem? And why can't we stay in this facility?
I think this facility, although it's a great facility, and the rent is quite expensive here, and we know that we're already going to outgrow this facility, and there's many things that we'd like to do to the rooms in terms of making the decor fun and exciting for the children to come into, that require some investment, and we hate to pour money into this facility knowing that we're going to be outgrowing it in a very short period of time. So any investment or any kind of monies we spend here are monies we're actually going to lose, and not be able to really make use of for a long period of time. And so the sooner we would be able to put that into a newer facility, I believe it would be, financially beneficial for us to do that.
And cut. Thank you. Say something into the mic.
Yeah. Anything? Today's a gray and gloomy day, which I hope it clears up soon. As we're going.
So you're gonna look at me.
Okay.
And not into the camera.
Okay.
And thank you. That's very cool. Yeah. Okay. Can you just real quickly state your name and what you do for the church?
My name's Esther, and currently I serve as the Children's Ministry Coordinator for Noah's Place.
And how's that going right now?
Going good. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We've been doing it for about a year, and never thought we would be in children's ministry compared to what we were doing before, but I think God led us to this place, and it's been going well.
Just real quickly, how do you think the kids like the children's ministry?
I think they like it a lot. When I look at the responses of people who come, especially...
Can you also say that, rephrasing the question? Because we're not going to put...
Oh, okay.
Can I have you guys kind of keep it down? We're filming over here. Thank you.
So how would I say that?
I think the kids love...
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think the kids really enjoy the ministry. I look a lot of times for visitors. I often try to ask them when they're leaving, their first time visitors, and they usually leave with happy faces, and they have a lot of fun. We try to do some really neat things with the kids. Try to keep it interesting, different, fun each week, so that even if people who are regulars, they come and are still excited about coming to church.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you like about Newsong?
What do I like about Newsong? I love the worship. I love the teaching. I really sense that God's Spirit is working in the church, and it's really great to be part of that.
Now, what do you think about our church facility? How is it been a benefit for the children's ministry?
Such a benefit. Since we've been doing this for about a year, we went through last summer where we were moving almost, it felt like week to week, transporting the stuff, and it's made such a difference in terms of not having to lug all the equipment, and we've been able to get a sense of permanence. I think the kids really, they know that this is a place where they can come and it's regular. It's not like last summer where they'd be at one hotel or at the Elks Lodge, and it's hard on kids. They know something's different, and so the fact that we have a permanent place that they can come to regularly for several months now, I think it's really helped a lot. And then from a setup and tear down standpoint, it's so much easier.
Yeah. Now, if you can rephrase this question in your answer, on a personal level, how does it make you feel to know that we can't stay here?
How does it make me feel? I think, how would I rephrase it? Well, the fact that we can't stay here, I feel like it's going to be very tough. I just can't imagine now that we bought so many things for the children's ministry to help us to feel like this is semi-permanent, the thought of having to lug this stuff, I don't know how that's going to be. And we've grown a lot. From a children's ministry standpoint, we've grown a lot since last summer when we were moving around. So I want to say almost doubled, or at least somewhere in there. And just the thought of having to move all the equipment it makes me tired. Thinking about it.
Too?
Disappointing? Yeah. I mean, this place is, the positive things are that it's permanent, but I know that, semi-permanent, but I know that even from a children's ministry standpoint, we're growing like crazy. You know, we're already bulging in some of the rooms, and boy, just the thought of having to move, and I think it'd be really tough.
What would what would having our own facility do for us? I know it's kind of redundant, but
Having our own facility, boy, I just think that, you know, for the children, it'll help give them feel like they have a place to come to. It'll help. I mean, it definitely helps in terms of the younger kids with, a sense of comfort. You know, knowing they have that from a setup and tear down standpoint. It's from an administrative standpoint. It's so much. The fact that we have our own place would give us a sense of permanence and a little bit more order to how we do things.
if you could have anything you wanted
Uh-huh.
in the new facility, what would it be?
A gym for the kids, playground, you know, outdoor playground, an area where they can run around, a field.
Could you say that again?
Oh, okay.
You're okay? Okay.
You gotta rephrase the
If we
question,
could,
too.
if we could have anything, I would love to see a gym of some sort, place where the kids can run around, an outdoor field, a
Can you get Jessica for me?
outdoor field, a playground area. You know, the kids just love to be active, so you know that would help us. A nice nursery facility for the babies because we're growing like crazy in babies area. So nice nursery facility. Lots of room, like multi-purpose rooms that we could use for our own flexibility.
What do you think about the other ministries here at Newsong, and how is God affecting people through those?
Oh, I think that a lot of the different ministries are doing a wonderful job in terms of helping people come to know who Christ is, growing in their faith. I just know there's so many ministries that are out there.
Excuse me. Quiet, please. We're shooting down here.
Quiet, please. They're shooting downstairs.
Thank you. Just kind of keep your voice at a whisper. That'd be great. Thanks.
I like them.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The question was about the other ministries.
Yeah, how's God affecting people?
I think that God's doing all the work in so many different ministries. The fact that we have so many that is a positive, and then just seeing opportunities where people can connect at different levels, depending on their interests, depending on what they desire. I think it's great.
Okay. And also, what do you think about the pastoral staff of our church?
I think they're very good. I'm sorry. I was laughing because I'm thinking like, of course they're wonderful. We have a great staff, good diversity, different strengths. Kind of make up the team.
Do you have any funny stories from our pastors?
About one of the pastors?
Yeah, about one of the pastors. I was just throw that out there.
Pastor's kids? No.
Do you have any funny stories about the pastor's kids?
No. I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that one.
Okay. And
including my own.
how do your kids like this place?
Oh, they like it. Yeah, they like it. I mean, that's what's so important. I think that's why, one of the reasons why we are so involved in children's, because we have two small kids, and it's really important to us for them to be part of a program that they love to be, that they love learning about who God is and enjoy coming to church, have fun. I want them to have a good memory of learning about God.
And do you think God is able to provide us a new facility, a more permanent facility?
I believe God can do anything.
Yeah, can you rephrase my question?
Yeah. What was your question? Sorry. Do I believe that God could provide us? I do. I just believe where God guides, God provides, and if He guides us to this place, then He'll provide for us.
Excellent. Thank you. That was good. Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'm good. I was just gonna ask you a few questions.
How about why don't you ask me first so I can think about it and then record it?
Do you want to sit down?
Okay.
Yeah. It's too high. Come up a little bit. No, you stay back.
Oh, okay.
Come up a little bit. That's perfect. I'm just gonna ask you a few simple questions. Just look at me, not the camera. What do you think about the new worship at Newsong? Oh, can I have you state your names?
Oh yeah.
And what you do here?
My name is Daniel, and I play the drums.
My name is Gene, and I'm one of the worship leaders.
Okay. Now, what do you like about the worship at Newsong?
I like the energy. I like the fact that people come to worship God. Their desire in their heart to do that, and that kind of drives me.
Cool. How about yourself?
I like the freedom to be expressive on the instrument and just in worship itself. The music's always fresh. We're usually rotating in new songs every few weeks, so it's really always new and exciting.
Cool. Now, how about how do you feel people are being affected through worship at Newsong?
I think people get a sense of, well, for me, it's when we worship together, that's when I feel the closest to God. We were talking about that during our practice, and even beyond prayer, like when we're singing and worshiping God, that's when I really feel like God's speaking to me.
Okay.
And
now, what has us as a church having a more permanent facility done for worship?
Definitely.
I think there's
rephrase my question.
Yeah, there's like a definite sense of consistency. Before we had the permanent building, we were rehearsing in studios, and now we can come in and the instruments that we're playing and how we run through the rehearsal, it's almost like a dress rehearsal, because what we're going to be doing and where people are going to be standing and how the whole set's going to go is exactly how it's going to be. Well, usually it's exactly how it's going to be the next day.
How about setup?
It's really great to not have to set the drums up and take them down every Sunday. It's a lot less tedious.
Cool. And how does it make you feel that we can't stay here?
Well, I'm actually excited about thinking about the new building. I'm pretty excited about that. I'll miss this place, definitely, but definitely excited about the new facility prospect.
And do you think God can raise the money to do that?
Absolutely.
Can you say that? Can you rephrase my question?
Yeah, I think God could raise the.
Without stepping on my question. Go ahead.
I think God could definitely raise the money to do anything, and especially for the building of His people. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's a big God, and if He wants us to have a different place that's permanent or more permanent than this, then He'll provide. So.
And cut. We're done. Okay.
All right, great.
Okay. Bye. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you very much. You're a great help. Me too. At least we're not rushing toast. Hopefully.
So did you sign up?
Could you leave the tapes in my back of my car?
Oh yeah, it's one tape. It's in my car. Way comfy.
Thanks. I'm gonna wait. I have to wait. I gotta get Daryl, so that's okay. Thanks. Caleb, we're gonna have to
Boom. Boom. Oh, boom. You like it?
You gotta make sure it's not in the screen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? More headphones, please. Can you turn it up? More headphones, please.
Okay. So,
need more level? I need more level, please.
Can you hear? Yeah. You're saying?
Okay, so how should we phrase that?
What is what's the problem with this facility in terms of investing?
Okay.
You sound desperate.
Yeah. Quiet in the room, please. Yeah. Quiet on the set. Take one. Ken Okajima making up stuff about expenses here. All right. Yeah, I would say one of the main benefits of moving to a new location right now would have to be the fact that we wouldn't spend money in this location here. There are many issues that need to be resolved in the current facility that we have, especially as it relates to children and the comfort in those rooms, and that just it doesn't pay to invest the money here because we'll be moving out. You know, for instance, we have a mother's room area over here, which is too small for the number of babies that we have in our congregation right now, and it doesn't have air conditioning in it as well. In order to put air conditioning in that room, we'd have to spend $5,000, which if we were to leave this place would be, rendered worthless. And so there's really no value in putting that in other than the fact that the moms are very uncomfortable right now. But if we move out here in 6 months, is it $5,000 well spent? It probably isn't. And so those are the type of things. We have the same situation occurring in the toddler and nursery room, where we have a toddler's room, which is overcrowded, so it's very warm, and then we have a nursery, which is full of babies, and that room is too cold, and they share the same air conditioning system. Ideally, we would split those systems, but again, it's a few $1,000s. By spending that money here, it's going to be wasted if we do move out in 6 to 8, 12, a year and a half, whatever that time frame is. And so we're kind of like not knowing if we should spend the money to do so or not.
Describe to me what happens when you turn on the air conditioning.
Well, when we turn the air conditioning on, a toddler room finally gets to be a little bit more comfortable, but the nursery gets freezing cold, and you got babies in there and adults that are serving in the nursery that are ice cold because the room is just freezing. Then we open up the doors to try to let in some hot air, and then we lose all the security that we're trying to achieve for the kids. So it's kind of a round and round type of a dog chasing its tail kind of thing. And so we've done the things that are absolutely necessary to create the safety in the rooms for the children here. But again, without spending a ton of money and what I would think to be wasting the money here, we would be much better to put that into a new facility that we could design from scratch to meet those needs.
Thank you.
All right. We have the outtakes version of Andy's video.
I don't want to disrupt the service today.
They get more level on this thing.
You're going to look at me, and you don't have to look at the camera.
Okay.
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 And at the end, I want you to give her this.
Oh, no.
Oh, that'd be easy.
Oh,
That's
my
the easy
goodness.
part.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and
Well, let me set this down.
I want to go up just a little bit. Now, just real quickly, can you state your names and what you do for Newsong?
Well, you want to go first? Or you like me to go first? I'll go first. My name is Daryl Brumfield, and I'm on the teaching staff here at Newsong. And I teach some studies during the week, and also in a rotation on Sunday mornings, teaching, preaching.
And my name is Rhonda Durham, soon to be Rhonda Durham Brumfield. And currently I don't work much with the ministry in Newsong. My own ministry doesn't allow for it right now, but I will be a willing pastor's wife, and anything the church needs me to do, I'm willing to be there.
Now, what do you like about Newsong?
What I like the most about it, I think it's the mix of new believers and mature believers. I think that a church has to have that balance, because when I see new converts excited about Christ, sort of makes me think back, reminisce about, where I was when I first accepted Christ, and you lose some of the excitement if you don't have new believers around you. Sort of like, last time I went to Disneyland, I was walking, I was just critical, looking at everything. I said, it looks so phony, it looks so fake. But when you go there with, a little kid, and the kid is all excited about it, you get your mind off of what it looks like, and you start thinking about how it was when you were a child, and you reminisce and enjoy it. And so it is with Christ. I love to have young believers around me because it allows me to really rejoice in the things that sometimes we forget about, how precious they are. So I think it's just that balance. And the people are very receptive to the word, and I enjoy that. And they listen to my corny jokes, so I like that too.
How do you like this?
And I think that's great because someone else can listen to his corny jokes for a change. But the only thing I'd like to add to that is I've been in Newsong a little over a year now, and the thing that I like is the realism of the people here. I'm able to very much relate to everyone because they bring a little bit of themselves into the words that they preach. They don't preach at you, they preach with you, and that's something that really was appealing to me.
Well,
Or is God developing family service?
Well, we'll be, I guess, knowing a little bit more about that after we get married. But
I don't know. I don't know if we'll know about that.
But as far as for me, it's been a place. My daughter goes here also, Newsong, and Rhonda, when she and I were beginning to get serious in dating and our dating. And the fact that she came here and felt very, very welcome, and people received her very well. I think it builds families in the sense that it creates a place for this to truly be a Sabbath for us, a day of rest. And we look forward to actually having that day where we can spend with the Lord and worship together. And I think when the church creates an atmosphere like that, I think it makes the family unit stronger, because if you are relating on a spiritual level, then everything else sort of falls in place, because the spiritual level, of course, is the foundation of any relationship. So for me and my family, Rhonda and I, it allows us to come here to church, and it really rejuvenates us because we're so busy, our schedules during the week, and it's just our time out period to reconnect with each other, but also to reconnect with the Lord and worship together. So that's how I feel about it.
I would agree. The only other thing I'd like to add is I think that because the church has so many small groups and extracurricular things that people can get involved with, a lot of churches, you see them on Sunday, and that's the only time you see them. And because there's so many other things to do at Newsong, people have an opportunity to meet outside of church and become friends, and you may find a soulmate here, or just a very good friend. And so that's something a lot of churches don't have.
What kind of ministries are?
Ooh, there's so many. Probably the youth ministry. I haven't been to it, but they have a swing ministry, and they also have a hip hop ministry, and I think those cater to a lot of the younger parishioners here, and so I think that's very good.
The current facility, I like it. It's very warm, but I believe that God has bigger and greater things for us. But I'm certainly not despising the day of the small things. I believe that you have to start somewhere, and I think this was a step of faith for us moving into this building. It was certainly better than the Elks Lodge, but
I think he misses the chandeliers, though.
Well, sure, I guess I do a little bit.
Yeah, I know you do. He liked them.
Well, I really would like to see the vision, of our pastor fulfilled, and I believe that's going to happen. I see Newsong as a multi-ethnic church. I see it different socioeconomic backgrounds coming here and feeling comfortable here in our services, and so I believe in that vision. So I see things. I see it happening. And so that makes me excited, and I know that eventually it's going to come to pass. But what's that?
It's the wind, honey. It's okay.
Oh.
His words are so touching.
Yeah. I keep Kleenex in my car and everywhere, just for occasions like this.
How does it make you feel that you can't stay at this place?
Well, you know, I've always.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
Okay. Okay. What was that again? Oh, okay. Well, I've always, I don't know, never really associated worship to, you know, a building. And in fact, one of the things I like about Newsong is that, you know, our vision is not to associate worship with a building, even though we're going to move into a nice facility someday. It's really the people and God working within the midst of the people. So, you know, I look at the structure as just a tent that God gives us to connect with Him and each other. So, leaving this place, you know, it's a building that God has given us to come together. The real excitement is touching and connecting with the people, so that's what's. Am I doing it to you again?
No, with that in mind, what would having a facility?
Excuse me?
Yeah, with that in mind, what would having a...
Well, I do think, though, what a facility does do, though, it gives you an opportunity to expand upon whatever your church culture is, that niche that God has put you there for the body of Christ, and it allows you the flexibility to even with the architecture sort of set the tone as for people as they're coming to your services. You know, you could design a structure that's sort of appealing for people and makes people feel comfortable as they're walking even into the structure. It allows you to do some of the things in terms of outreach ministry, maybe having an arts facility so we can reach out to people in the arts and just having facilities to do ministry. So the building is not the most important things, but the building is important in the sense that it allows you to complete the vision that God has for you as a church. And so I'm looking forward to a new building that we can do that. We can have the arts and we can have different things going on. And maybe my sweetheart here might
What might I do?
Huh? Well, you might do something with the hip hop people or some other people's or whatever.
Well, you know, wherever the church needs me is where I am. And I also think it'll provide a sense of home for everyone. I don't think anyone minds right now, you know, that we don't have a permanent facility, but I think once we do have one, it will give everyone just a permanent sense of home, that they feel that that's their place. And but Pastor Dave was one of the biggest reasons I remained here at Newsong. I was very impressed with Pastor Dave. I feel very close to Pastor Dave, and you know, wherever he is where we'll be. So.
With that in mind, do you have any last like some people are gonna be looking at this and how in the world are we gonna get $10 million?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say to them?
Well, you like me to go first?
You can take all of that one.
Well, $10 million is a lot of money. You know.
Can you say that again?
10 million?
10
million
Not
is
me,
a whole lot of money.
$10 million.
Good God, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
$10 million.
I think, though, it's an awesome figure if you just think about, wow, $10 million in a church where the average age is 26, 27 years old. Most people here are either in college, just getting out of college. A lot of young families. And you look at $10 million, and that is an incredible amount of money. But then again, if you look at God, and that's where you have to look. The Bible says, in the beginning, God. That's where the Bible starts, the first words in the Bible, in the beginning, God. And that's there for a purpose, because the Bible doesn't start with the flood. The Bible doesn't start with any of the miraculous miracles there. But the Bible starts in the beginning, God, so that when you get to the flood, it's no problem, because you've already received in the beginning God. And the flood is an awesome thing to try to think about. How did God do that? But again, in the beginning, God. And so with all problems, whether it's $10 million or $100 million or $1 billion, is it any more difficult to God, 10 million versus a billion versus 100 billion? You know, so if we just focus on God and His resources as opposed to our own, I think that that is what removes the stagger from us. It sort of empowers us to know that God is able, because you know, we're talking about a God thing, and if we were talking about just a Dave Gibbons thing or a Daryl Brumfield thing, yeah, that's impossible. But we're talking about a God thing, and because this is God's work, God's going to provide wherever He guides.
If you can do me a favor, say all of that in sentences.
Okay, that's going to be hard. Okay.
For Daryl, it's very hard.
As the Lord guides, the Lord provides, and I believe God is guiding us into our own structure. Therefore, He will provide the needs that we need to move in there.
Excellent. Thank you. And cut. Okay, basically, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Okay, questions. You look at me, not the camera.
That's why Rhonda kept. Why Stella? Why John?
I was
Rhonda
thinking
kept
about
looking
you.
like this.
I was like, I was laughing at Dave because you mentioned contacts in there. That's why I started crying. The wind was blowing in my contacts and drying my eyes out. I'm like, oh great. Oh. That wind's gonna get you, Dave.
Okay. Alright. What do you guys like about Newsong?
Oh, people, definitely.
Can you say that, rephrasing my question? Because I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. What do we like about Newsong? Oh, the people, definitely.
Well, I think the community that God's created here is pretty incredible in terms of multi-ethnic combination. And we've never been part of a movement like this where God would bring people of all different backgrounds to one place. And I think it's long overdue that we would have a church that has all different ethnic backgrounds. And we just love that about Newsong.
Now, what is God doing through the families at Newsong, or building or growing families here?
We sure, let's see, Newsong is definitely multiplying in its numbers.
Well, there are a lot of babies, and we're finding it difficult to systemize all that. We want to try to create a system where all the babies can be taken care of, all families can be taken care of. We're in the process of doing that, and we have some great people in place that are helping toward that. And so that's the next big phase of our church, is to really look at the couples as an anchor for Newsong. And so we're in the process of doing that.
Now, what do you think about like the different ministry groups and how they provide, and what ways do they provide for the needs of people, and the community groups, discipleship groups?
Okay. Well, that's something that's very unique to Newsong. When we first got here, we
what's unique to Newsong?
The whole idea of all the different groups, the discipleship groups. Okay. Hey, Andy's question is, what do I think about all the different ministry groups, community groups, discipleship, and ministry groups? And what I love about that is that it gives people different venues as an entry point into the ministry, into church. So community groups tend to be very loving oriented. So if you're very relational, that gives us a door to that kind of community. Discipleship groups are very learning oriented. So if you're kind of a learning type of person, maybe an intellectual type of person, that gate would be really good for you. But if you're more ministry conscious and you want to do a lot, the ministry, the kind of ministries that we have allow people to come through that gate. And so all three contribute to all moving toward intimacy in Christ, but they're just different venues. And so
basically, everything is available at Newsong. Whether you are just a new believer or a growing Christian, or you're fresh out of seminary, pastor, there are so many places that you can go to grow, continually to grow at Newsong.
What about missions? Our focus on missions.
Where's our brother Tom?
Well, if you look at the teams that are going out now, I mean, this is a church that has a real heart for missions. We're still in the process of actually kind of systemizing that whole thing as well. But what I think has happened even this summer, we have people in Africa, we have people in Kazakhstan, we have people in Kyrgyzstan, Japan, and so we know the heart of this church is headed toward that. And we have individuals who are championing that cause. It's just a matter of time before we have that become more mainstream in our church. But that's a huge strand in our church. and we're looking forward to seeing what God does and bringing people who champion those causes.
What do you think about your working with pastoral staff? How's that for you?
Oh, I see our pastors with such, they all have diverse gifts, and it really comes in handy in bringing the church together as far as dynamic leadership, teaching, shepherd. We have just a little bit of everything in our all four pastors, and it's great.
Yeah, it's been great being here. This is my 5th year.
Daniel, stop.
And all of us have very, very different gifts, and that's really
Move away from
contributed to
the
presenting
gate.
Christ in 4 different ways. And I think that's the best part about being different, and that we can all be the same and yet we're different. And so the teamwork has really been good, and we're working toward even a deeper intimacy with the Lord and with each other, and they're trying to be more interdependent versus independent, and taking each other's strength and try to complement one another. And that's something that we really are working on right now.
Our facility. You know what I need? I need you to kind of give us a kind of historical perspective on where our moves, because this video is geared towards telling people we do need to prepare for a new facility. So I want to give people an idea of where we've been historically.
Okay. The question that Andy's asked us is the process of where we've been and where we are now, and why we need a new facility and different buildings we've been in. The main reason for the facility that we're looking at now is that God has brought so many people here to be transformed in Christ, to really become people who have Christ as their priority. And we've gone from a small room to a larger room to a large church to a larger church. And the facilities really help us contain the transformation process. And we feel like God's put us in a place where we have an opportunity to raise a lot of money for an ideal building that might be perfect for us in 5-10 years. And so we're thinking about the future and of housing transformation and how to best do that through classroom, through small groups, and through church on Sunday. And so that's why we need a really nice facility.
Why can't we stay here?
Well, this is actually too small for where we're going to be.
Oh, you have to see Noah's place. The children are popping out of there. It's just too small. And the kids, I know even for my daughter's class, Maddie's, I think the 2-year-olds are just taking over the entire church. And they need several rooms to just run around and be in a Sunday school environment. And I know just for the Sunday school sake, we need more space for their growth.
How do you think people feel about having to move again?
Oh, looking at our Newsong past history of how many times we moved and how often we moved, I really feel that the people in Newsong have no problem moving again, because every time we move, it's at a better facility. So I think we look forward to another move because we know it's going to be better.
Let's see, what else do I need to know? I need to know. People are gonna look at this and say, we're in the world that we're gonna raise, this much money to do what we want to do. What would you say to that?
Well, it is a step of faith. That's why it's called this campaign is called the Imagine campaign. And the question you're asking about how are people going to react with all this money, isn't that too much? And so we want to take a step of faith and see what God does, and talk to individual donors who have made, I guess, a lot of money in their businesses, and just approach them and see what God does through them, and see if there's a match. And so that's why we're having the August 6th banquet, culmination of this whole campaign. And we know that people are probably feeling a little anxious, but I think that comes with growth. That's just natural. And we still want to move forward and just celebrate what God's done in terms of transforming people and helping them understand that they could have a relationship with Christ. And that's the motive for us, is to begin to really honor God and take a step of faith, and have a building that might house greater growth, numerically as well as spiritually.
Do you have any last things you'd like to say?
No, we love Newsong, and we've come a long way, but I feel like it's just the beginning. I feel like God is doing something incredible, about to do something incredible, and can't wait to be part of it.
Okay. Thank you. And cut. That's perfect.